Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'll be working on the Lineart for this fall/Halloween themed artwork and reply to some of your questions from Instagram. If you're new here, hello, I'm Hallie, I'm a digital artist and I love character design. Let's jump right into the questions. I apologize if my voice is a little bit low at the moment, but I just woke up. First question, do you listen or watch anything while you draw? The answer is yes. I usually watch my comfort shows. My favorites are The Big Bang Theory, How I Met Your Mother, or Futurama. Of course, I watch YouTube videos too. At the moment, I am binge watching PC builds videos because I am updating mine and I need some suggestions on components. I am super indecisive, so yeah, I'm completely in that mood. I like to watch shows while working because I might get inspired from the show itself or elements of it, so I really enjoy it. Will I ever make a video using the Ibis Paint app? I get this question very often. Thing is, I rarely try to use other softwares at the moment for a simple reason. I just enjoy Procreate way too much to even try anything else. I know it's lazy, but it's just perfect for what I do. I obviously know Clip Studio very well, since it's the software I used before getting an iPad. I actually started digital art with Clip Studio and it's now my second favorite. I know many people use Ibis Paint and I have never tried it actually, so since you asked, I promise I'll try it and I'll let you know what I think of it. What's your process after painting this solid grey in terms of adding color to your art? I suppose you're talking about this sketch. Some people are confused whenever I post a sketch with a solid grey feel. They think it has a purpose for coloring, but it's totally not the case. When I finish a sketch, I fill in grey just to see the silhouette of the drawing and kinda separate it from the white background, and it helps me to spot anatomical flaws that I maybe missed while sketching. It's just a habit, that's all. But I'll make a video on my layering process and how I color in depth later on. What's your favorite traditional art tool? I love this question, but it's a hard one. I love pencils, but I think that would be too boring as an answer, so thinking about it, I love oil paint. I used to paint in oil as a kid and I love how you can work on a piece for days because it takes very long to dry, especially if you dilute the paint with more oil. And I also really enjoy alcohol markers, it's a recent discovery. Even if they have a bit of a learning curve for shading color and I don't think I'm super good at it yet. But I love them because how saturated and intense the colors are. What is your favorite thing to render? Supposing you're talking about different parts of a drawing, generally speaking, I would say the final lightning touches. That's why I also made a video about it. It just pulls the whole artwork together. But I also really enjoy rendering skin. Yeah, that's kind of my favorite. Oh, and eyes, of course. I'm gonna combine two similar questions now. What was your job before doing art full-time / starting your Instagram account? And how did you realize you wanted to pursue an art career and not as a side hustle? I actually started with art, believe it or not. I never had another job because I was still in school when I picked up my first graphic tablet and I knew that I wanted to pursue art. It was my goal and I am very grateful to my parents for supporting me in this. Of course it was a slow start, but I'm happy I kept going and I didn't just give up. My other option was to pursue astrophysics, completely different path, and even if that didn't end up being my career, I still love it and read a lot of science books. I try to keep myself informed and up to date. That's probably why I often draw astronauts, it fascinates me so much. I decided to do art full time because I believe you need to put all your energy into something if you really want to make it work. And that's why doing it as a side hustle wouldn't have worked for me and for the way my brain works. I really admire people who can, though. This brings me to the next question. How did you become a full-time artist, and do you have any tips to become one? So when I was in the process of developing my art style, I was also watching a lot of gaming live stream channels. I met this streamer and she had this thing going on where people sent their drawings just for fun. I made one, I sent it to her and she loved it and asked me to make her emotes. That's what started it all. She was inside a very big Italian network that was looking for artists to create assets for their streamers. They liked my work and asked me to be part of the team. That's how I started getting more and more commissions and working on very big projects too. Over time, I decided to stop working for them because I didn't enjoy making emotes anymore. Things were getting kinda stale and I had a couple of bad experiences with some streamers. It was getting very toxic, the whole atmosphere. So I decided to start taking commissions by myself and really focus on growing my art account on Instagram to get more known, I guess. Make more videos and generally work on what I love. And I am currently in that process. Plus, I also love video making and starting a YouTube channel was definitely on my wish list. I also have a few tips for you. Number 1, stay consistent. It doesn't mean you need to consume your life on social media or post every day. It means showing up regularly with stories and posts, even if it's just 2 times a week. And don't underestimate the power of video content. Number 2, never undercharge yourself. I know how hard it is at the beginning to price your work, but my suggestion is to do a market research, talk to a fellow artist, and ask them how much they charge so you get an idea. Trust me, this is extremely important. Number 3, avoid to work with a middleman when it's not necessary. This happened a lot with streamers. There was a manager asking me for commissions for them, and the process was incredibly long and frustrating. Ask to talk with the person interested. 9 out of 10 times they'll say yes, you'll know exactly what they need, and everyone will be happy. Let's move on to the next question. How much time does it take to keep up with social media, and any tips to limit this? Since social media is pretty much part of my job, I try to be consistent with weekly posts, comments, etc. So I have to use it often, but I kinda compensate for the fact that I don't have a private page, so my social media time happens when I work. My suggestion is to set work hours even if you're a freelancer. I used to stay awake till 3 a.m. drawing because I lost track of time, and that's not good for your health. So I limit my social media managing time to a healthy range of hours. I know it's hard, but it's the best thing you can do for yourself, and your mind and your brain will thank you. Time to combine 2 questions again. Do you have any tips for learning anatomy and perspective? So for these questions, I'll tell you how I learned. For my experience, the best thing you can do is take real photos of people or environments and start copying them back to back. You can even set up a 5 minutes timer if you want to, and when the timer is up, switch to the next photo even though you're not done yet. This might sound weird, but it helps incredibly to build muscle memory and train your eyes. You'll learn how a leg looks from the front, from the side, how an arm reaching forward appears when the hand is covering it, or the length of each finger, so many variations, and this will all kinda subconsciously be stuck in your brain. It's a great exercise, and on the long run, you'll also be able to draw and come up with poses all by yourself. Also, I think it's really fun because you will really see your improvement with this one, and you'll have sketchbooks filled with your art. Of course, we're all different, so my path might be completely different than yours, and that's totally fine. I know everyone needs to hear this, but truth is that practice is your best friend, so why not make the process more fun? Thank you everyone for all your questions. This was very fun to film, and please leave more in the comments below because I will make other Q&A videos from time to time so I can collect all your questions. Don't forget to subscribe and have a lovely day. Bye!